Alright, so a couple people have been asking me about what build I've been playing or my deck list in general. And I've been playing this deck for a long time now. I'd probably say about like 4 months probably. This is just my volcanic quickdraw list. It's fairly consistent, in my opinion. I think it's pretty good. It's one of the better decks in the format that's kind of overlooked. I don't know why no one really plays quickdraw. And why they play plants over it. It's a fairly good deck, and quickdraw does a lot more stuff than plants does. With Drill Warrior especially, it leads to a lot of constant loops, and it's hard to keep up with, especially when you play against plants. Because if you make a Nitro Warrior against plants, it gets really bad for them because you can run over shit and then switch a token to attack mode and crash over it. And just all in general, it's pretty good. So here's my list with some explanations about why I play certain cards. This triple Debris Dragon is pretty self-explanatory. Triple Volcanic Shell. Now this card is particularly good simply because you can discard it with quickdraw synchron, and then if you have like just a quickdraw with a Volcanic Shell, it's an automatic Drill Warrior on that turn because you discard for quickdraw, and then he's a 1-star, so you play him, and then synchro, pay 500 again to search another one, and then you get a discard for quickdraw on that turn too. And then it sets up Pot of Avarice really easily. And it's also really good with 1-for-1, Bryonic, and Gungnir. Both those cards are really, really good and crucial. 2 quickdraw, of course. Just standard. I choose not to play 3, and after testing tuning, I just didn't really like it because they'd have like tuning in a cold wave. I'd be like, oh, this kind of sucks. And then I had tried triple quickdraw, and I didn't like it all that much, so I replaced it with 1-for-1. And I really, really liked 1-for-1 because it leads to a lot of plays with like Shooting Star. And I think that's really crucial because if you have like Shooting Star with an effect failure, it's pretty good with like especially like a Decree or a Book of Moon. And if you have like a quickdraw or a Drill Warrior, going with a Shooting Star, it's absolutely bananas. Because if you have an effect failure with like a shell, you have constant discard fuel, and you get to constantly recycle effect failure every turn. So it's like you get to break plays constantly, and that's kind of what this deck does. I like quickdraw simply because it enables you to play a very fast game or a very slow controlling game, like at any point in time. And it's just a very explosive card, and it allows you a discard outlet to other cards like drawing Titanial or like drawing Dandelion and stuff. It's amazing. So yeah, I mean, I absolutely love quickdraw synchron. 2 Lone Fire, 2 Snowman Eater. I play Gungnir, and I think 1900 defense is pretty beefy, and he does also lead to a Black Rose too. Double Dandelion standard, and then double effect failure. I really, really like fucking effect failure. I think it's amazing. Breaks Debris Dragon, Bogart Knight, breaks up Shooting Star plays, Caius's, just, it's phenomenal. Sorry about the glare too. Double Raikou, Titanial, Caius, Spore, Glow Up Bulb, Sangan, Card Trooper. There's 24 monsters. Triple Pot. Double Book. I don't play Double Book because it's already 41 cards, and I don't want to play 42. And there's a reasoning why I only play 2 books, because I play Enemy Controller, and I'll get to Enemy Controller in a second. Mind Control. Mind Control is really, really, really good, especially if you're playing against plants, and like a lot of other decks too, just because it enables you an easy way to synchro. Like, I don't know if you watch my match against Black Wings, he has like a Kalut, Bora, and a Sirocco. I like had quickdraw and then made a Titanial. Mind controlled his Kalut, popped the back row, like attacked over guys, like tributed a Lone Fire to negate a book with Titanial. Like it's just really good. Mind control also enables Raikou. If you open like a mediocre hand and you just simply make like a Formula Synchron, and your opponent was like didn't necessarily know what you were playing at first, and made a Stardust Dragon, and you just mind control and make a Shooting Star, that completely craps on them. So mind control is absolutely amazing, especially against scraps too. Because if you mind control a Scrap Dragon, they don't Scrap Storm it, and then you just Scrap Dragon their Scrap Dragon, and a card on their side of the field is broken. Foolish Burial, and Saturn. 1-for-1. I think 1-for-1 is absolutely amazing. This card opens up a lot of plays, too many if you ask me. I mean, that's pretty much all I can say about 1-for-1. It's retarded. That's why I said 1. My Body is a Shield. I like My Body is a Shield a lot. It's kind of my preferred tech card that I'm using right now. Simply because I play Decree, so it's my other form of negation card. Enemy Controller. I think this card is absolutely amazing, and that's why I don't play the Third Book of Moon. Basically, Enemy Controller in this deck is it's kind of ridiculous because, and in plants in general, kind of just because if you have like a Formula Synchron and something else, say I'm playing against a quickdraw mirror match and I just have a Formula Synchron with a plant token and like a Decree face up. My opponent brings back Drill Warrior. Well, I could just take their Drill Warrior, attributing a token, and then make like a level 8 on their turn, like adapting to whatever situation. And basically, like that's pretty much it. Like Enemy Controller just enables a lot of plays with Formula Synchron in ways that, I mean, people don't necessarily do, or at least that I see a lot around the Chicago area. Like, kind of presenting your, like, the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is it's kind of, you guys have to present a surprise factor, and Enemy Controller is kind of one of those surprising cards where it completely breaks plays, and it alters the state of the game a lot if you play a really, really well-timed Enemy Controller. Like, I was playing against plants, and I had a Formula Synchron with a plant token, a Decree up, and a face-on Enemy Controller. My opponent Foolishes, Grow Bulb with a token in play still, plays Debris Dragon, gets back Dandelion, makes a Stardust, and then activates Grow Bulb's effect. So then I chain Enemy Controller, tribute the token, take their Stardust, and then make a Shooting Star, and they were left with a Formula Synchron, and they were just like, oh, my play is now terrible, and I just got broken. So, I mean, Enemy Controller is completely amazing. It avoids plays with Caius too, like opposed to getting like your Dandelion Caius and stuff like that, if you don't have like an effect failure. But yeah, I mean, Enemy Controller is just broken. Cold Wave, Staple, Monster, Born Staple, and Dark Hole. And then I play a triple Royal Decree, and then a Mirror Force. I still like Mirror Force. I just think it's really, really good. It's one of those kind of cards that can let you come back in a match out of nowhere. If someone's not expecting it, especially seeing your main Decree, they're like, oh no, why the hell would you be playing Mirror Force? But, I mean, it's really, really good. Even if you have, like, I don't know, like, even with Shooting Star around and so forth, like, if you have a Stardust with a Mirror Force, there's not a whole lot of bad shit that's going to go down. I mean, even if they try and Shooting Star you, you're just going to Stardust it back, and you're just going to be like, ha. And then that's kind of go on with your day, and then you get back your Stardust and proceed to run a train, because they just minus a lot of cards. I mean, I preferably like Royal Decree in this build, simply because I tried builds with like a higher trap count, like playing Solemn Warnings and Bottomless and stuff, and I didn't really like it a lot. I was losing a lot of life, and this is the kind of deck where getting hit a lot of times kind of sucks because you're playing Triple Shell, and I play My Body as a Shield, and all my guys are generally small, besides like when I synchro and stuff. Snowmanator kind of helped that, because of 1900 defense, it's kind of big for a lot of stuff opening to get over it, especially against Blackwings. Blackwings have a really rough time with Snowmanator, and with Royal Decree. Other plant builds that play like higher trap counts, like, have a really rough time with Royal Decree as well, because end-phasing Decree to someone who sets like 3 back row on a monster and then you just black rows them that turn is really bad for them, because they just obviously -4. So they're like, what, like 3D or 5 on their turn, and it's hella advantage. Especially if you open like multiple Decree and you do that, and I tend to set like 2 Decree now, especially because people, like, if I open it and people are playing MST, so if I like end-phase Decree, and they're just like, oh, I'll MST, and you're just like, okay, cool, I'll chain the Decree again, and they're just like, oh no. And especially doing that against Gravekeepers too, because if they descend and they target your Decree, and they don't have another Gravekeeper and you chain it, that's also pretty good, because it also shuts them down for the turn. I mean, Quickdraw in general has a rough matchup against Gravekeepers, but I mean, it's pretty much what you can expect out of it. Just you got to make moves against that deck. Everything has a rough matchup against Gravekeepers. It's probably one of the best decks in the format. Well, it definitely is the best deck in the format, in my opinion. My Synchro deck is kind of basic for quick draw. I play Formula Synchron, Armory Arm, Catastor, Iron Chain Dragon, Bionic, one Drill Warrior, just because, I mean, 15 card extra deck, kind of tight space. Goyo Guardian. I play Gunger, like I said. This card is absolutely fucking broken. Like, discarding like this off a Snowman Eater, like popping a monster and phasing Decree, and then like popping 2 back rows, discarding like a Dandelion and a Grow Bulb or like a Shell or something else is really, really good. Because you're swinging for 25, popping cards off the board, and then they have to deal with a 25 attack monster. And if you have like an Econ, switch something to defense like a Goyo or something else like trying to get over it like a Stardust. Or you have like a Book of Moon. Even if they make a Shooting Star, like you Book of Moon, you're just like crack that. It's really, really, really good. Yeah, I really, really like this card. A lot of people don't. I only play 1 Black Rose, simply because I like Gunger, and I would play 2 Black Rose if I wasn't playing Gunger. But there's a lot of situations where I'll be sitting with the Decree, and they'll have like a certain number of monsters, and I'll be like, oh, you know, I don't really have a lot in my hand to be down with, or anything like that, because I want to kind of keep a monster on board. So if I can drop a Gunger and, you know, pop 2 face-on monsters and attack, a lot of times that's better to me than just Black Rosing. I play a Nitro Warrior. I think Nitro Warrior is absolutely amazing. I really, really like this card. If you play a spell, he goes up to 38, and then when he destroys a monster in play, you can switch a face-up defense position monster to attack mode and attack it with this card. So it's really, really good against plants, because if you like attack a token, you can switch a token to attack and attack it again, because it doesn't need to send it to the graveyard. So yeah, Nitro Warrior is absolutely amazing. I play a Colossal Fighter still, just for the fact that being able to randomly at times Armory Arm Colossal Fighter people for game. Junk Destroyer, play 1. Scrap Dragon, Stardust, and Shooting Star. So that's my quick draw deck in general. It's pretty basic. I mean, it's just very consistent and straightforward and to the point. But yeah, I won't be at Madison, so if any of you guys decide to randomly play this last minute and you see this video, let me know how you do. And alright, thanks guys. Rate, comment, subscribe.